Hi, everyone. Welcome back to the Huddle Report, your go-to spot for bold takes, deep dives, and everything you need to stay ahead of the games this NFL season. I'm your host, Megan. We have Brian, Carson, and Colt with us. Today on episode 4, we are going to break down the AFC. We're going to talk about AFC North, South, East, and West. We're going to start our episode off with talking about the AFC power rankings and the tier breakdown. So who's the top tier, who's in the middle of the pack, and who's got some work to do. So let's get started. Let's talk about our tier 1 in the AFC as a whole, the true contenders. Of course, we got to talk about the Kansas City Chiefs. The Chiefs fell to the Philadelphia Eagles last year during the Super Bowl, which I know some of these boys are very happy about. But let's start off with this question.
Let's just pause a second and clarify. They fell. No, they were stomped. They got a mud hole stomped in their behinds. That's actually what happened in the game, okay? So we can talk all day long about tiers. By the way, Cowgirls suck. Go Birds.
So Colt decided to wear his team jersey today, which happens to be the Cowboys. If you didn't know that, tune in to episode 3 once it's released, and you can hear all the smack the boys talked about between the Eagles and the Cowboys.
All right.
AFC East. Can anyone finally knock the Bills off the top of the East? Buffalo Bills. Yes or no?
No. The Bills in their East conference in the AFC, there's nobody going. There's nobody. Yeah, no one's touching the Bills in the AFC East. I mean, you have the Dolphins in there. They're not coming for the Bills.
It's the Jets. These teams are pretenders. They're not really contenders. I still see Buffalo being a strong contender to come out of the AFC, represent the AFC in the Super Bowl. Josh Allen is an elite quarterback. Their offense is strong year over year. I don't see anything changing with them. So I see the Buffalo Bills coming out of the AFC and being in this tier 1 of top teams. Colt, what do you got?
I think the Dolphins are the only team in the East that has a chance to compete with them. If they stay healthy, a healthy Tua, I mean, they got a lot of chemistry in Miami. But the Bills also added Joey Bosa over the offseason, and that is a huge pickup. So I think that Joey Bosa can maybe get him over the hump and maybe help the Bills win the AFC and even maybe the Super Bowl.
Yeah, I can't disagree with that. I think that's a great analysis is the Dolphins can, if healthy, pose some challenges to teams. But really, with the addition of Bosa on the defense for Buffalo, it may be that missing piece that really puts Buffalo over the edge. And honestly, I see Kansas City declining a little bit. And so this is a great year, a great opportunity for Buffalo and Josh Allen to step up and to finally cross that hurdle.
That's great. Yeah, so in the AFC East, we have the Dolphins, the Buffalo Bills, the Patriots, and the Jets. So we all know with the Jets, they got a new head coach, Aaron Glenn. So that'll be interesting. Okay, okay, they do suck. So we talked about Buffalo Bills. No one's going to kick them off. So the Dolphins, they had, I think it was 2 years ago, they had the highest scoring game. I don't remember who they played, but they ended up scoring over 70 points. Everyone thought, wow, the Miami Dolphins, they're really good. They're here. So are the Dolphins built to break through, or are they just flashy on paper?
I think they can. Like I said, they would be the only team in the East to maybe even dethrone the Bills. They did get Minka Fitzpatrick on the defensive side of the ball, but they also did lose Jalen Ramsey. So I don't know. It'll still be tough. But the offense, if they stay healthy, it's probably a top 5 offense in the league with Tyreek, Jalen Waddle, all those guys. But the defense has to step up.
Yeah, they are flashy on paper. They do look good on paper. They are a very fast team. Tyreek Hill, Jalen Waddle, Tua throwing the ball. They are a very fast, quick-oriented type team, but I cannot see them going to Buffalo in December or January and beating the Bills in snowy Buffalo. I just don't see it. I don't think they are conditioned for cold weather, and I don't see them coming out of the East.
They have a great charismatic head coach. He put in some good players, brought out personalities, but I really don't think they have what it takes to beat the Buffalo Bills or maybe the Jets, maybe the Patriots, so maybe they get that second spot. So let's talk about the Jets. Aaron Glenn is now the new head coach. They have some new quarterbacks in there. Justin Fields, who was with the Steelers.
Right.
So he's now the new quarterback of the Jets. They kind of did a swap. How do we think Aaron Glenn and Justin Fields are going to mesh together with both being new to the franchise with the Jets?
Justin Fields a lot. He's a great quarterback. He's just been put on not so great teams. He's a great quarterback. Once he gets in the game, he changes the game every time he gets in. But I think he's a great quarterback, and you get a good team around Justin Fields, he'll make a difference for sure.
Yeah, I don't disagree. I think it's going to take time for their chemistry to build between the head coach and the quarterback. There's got to be levels of confidence established through adversity. And so it's going to just take some time and consistency for these two to mesh well and see if it's a great fit. Because that really is one of the major determining factors in NFL success. Head coach, quarterback. Are they on the same page? Do they communicate well? Are they thinking in the same vein in terms of game plan? And how is Justin Fields going to react and respond to the defensive schemes that are thrown his way from AFC East opponents and other AFC opponents?
Yeah, Grace. Go ahead, Cole.
I have nothing good to say about the Jets other than Justin Fields. Honestly, they're wasting Sauce Gardner. They're wasting Garrett Wilson. All these guys are just wasted talents in New York, and it'll be a while before the Jets can even have a chance at the playoff.
Yeah, just watch for Aaron Glenn. He is a defensive-minded coach. So more than likely, his focus is going to be geared a little bit more towards the defense. He was a well-established, very successful cornerback in the NFL for many years. He will coach up Sauce Gardner. He will help Sauce Gardner even excel even more. And so it's possible that the Jets defense could really be impactful. But it's just a matter of their offense getting on the same page and seeing what they can do. The problem is they just haven't been winners. And when you're not a winner for so long, you just get in this cycle of losing. And I think the cycle is going to continue next year.
But Detroit Lions, they had a cycle of losing, and they had some pretty good head coach. The Dan Campbell and Ben Johnson and Aaron Glenn came in and completely changed the culture. So I really think taking Aaron Glenn out of Detroit, the momentum that he gave that team, even with all the injuries, moving him to the Jets, it's like maybe he's thinking starting from scratch. Here we go. We have some key players. Let's bring in some new players. Let's see what we can do with them. But Brian, you said something interesting. The relationship between a head coach and a quarterback. New England Patriots, they had a dynamic duo with their head coach and quarterback that brought them to multiple Super Bowls. What do you think is trending with the New England Patriots now that those two people have been gone for a few years and they still haven't got that oomph back?
They'll never get that hump back per se. You can't get Tom Brady back, and you can't get Bill Belichick back. It's just how it is. You just got to keep moving. I would just look in the present now. Don't look in the past for New England. Just look in the present and build from there.
Yeah, Mike Vrabel is a good coach. He's a proven coach, and he will make a difference. He's a tough guy, and he will bring a culture of toughness to the Patriots. It's just going to depend on their quarterback play. Who really is their quarterback? Is it Mac Jones?
Drake May.
Drake May?
All right, this
Maybe?
is his second season, I think.
Yeah, I think it's his second season, but they also got Will Campbell out of the draft, the offensive tackle from LSU, and I think he is going to be a top 5 lineman, probably maybe even this year. I think he is going to be that good coming out of LSU, and they picked up Stephon Diggs too, so he is coming off an ACL tear, but Stephon Diggs will always ball.
Yeah, he will, but what is it, his 17th team in 3 seasons?
Yeah, something like that.
Yeah, he's a player for sure, but they still have a couple years to go. They do.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I agree. Okay, so let's talk about the biggest division, or maybe the toughest division, AFC North. Is this the toughest division in football for 2025? We have the Ravens, we have the Bengals, we have the Browns, we have the Steelers. I don't really know why that question came up, but
I would say yes. For the AFC's division, I'd say yes, that probably is the hardest division because of the Bengals and the Ravens. both two dynamic programs with, dynamic players with Lamar Jackson and Derrick Henry for Baltimore and Joe Burrow and Jamar Chase for the Bengals. Great offenses. Everybody.
Is the AFC North the hardest division in the AFC? Possibly. I think that there is an argument to be made that the AFC West with the Chiefs and the Chargers, I think those teams are quality teams. And so I don't know. I think the Ravens are going to be quality again. I don't think the Steelers are going to do much. I think Aaron Rodgers is done. Still a great athlete and quarterback, of course, but I think he's done. The Browns have probably a year, but watch for Shador. Watch for Shador Sanders to really turn that team around. Myles Garrett with a big money extension. The Browns could be potential players.
Okay, so there was something on social media. I don't know if it was true or not. They stated that Shador Sanders was the fourth in the slot of quarterbacks, whether that's true or not. But then while I was watching the training camp highlights, they stated Shador Sanders will be starting in the preseason game 1. I think they're just throwing him out there to see if he can even make something happen in an NFL setting. But I really think that the Joe Flacco, Kenny Pickett, and Dylan Gabriel are going to outplay and outbeat Shador Sanders, at least for most of the season.
Shador starting probably by week 5.
Perfect timing.
I do think sitting behind Joe Flacco is huge because he's played in a bunch of big games, won a Super Bowl. I mean, he's been there, he's seen a lot. So I think it will help him, but I do agree by week 5, 6, 7, somewhere in there, I think Shador will be at the top of the
Just
depth
turn
chart.
the keys over. He's a winner. He comes from a winner family. He turn the keys over to him and let the kid run. I mean, what else do you have? What do you have to lose?
Nothing
Turn it
to
over
lose at
to
all.
him and let him build and let him grow and let him get sacked and let him get knocked down and let him throw some interceptions. And through those trials, through that adversity, he'll come out a better play. All right. And I think he's going to be a leader on that team. Other players are going to gravitate towards him. He's going to be good.
Yeah.
Mark my words, Browns 2027.
Okay, that was intense. Okay.
What?
So yeah. No, I don't.
What?
So do we think, so we have the Ravens, we have the Bengals, superstar quarterbacks. Do we think that those two quarterbacks are going to have a shootout for the MVP this upcoming season?
I think it just depends if the Bengals defense can even keep a team to 30 points, honestly.
Hmm.
If they can hold a team to 30 points, T. Higgins, Jamar, and Joe, they can score 50 anytime, any day against anybody. The Bengals haven't even signed Trey Hendricks back, and he led the league in sacks last year, and he's just there and not even playing, practicing, or anything. So if they can maybe get a defensive piece somewhere, I think the Bengals will have a chance. If not, they'll have to score 50 points again this year.
Yeah, Colt brings up a great point. The Bengals defense is a mess. They have to get Trey into camp. They have to get him signed. They have to get him satisfied. Hopefully that can get done for them. But their defense is a mess. Burrow is great. Yeah, he is. But you have to have a solid defense to win in the NFL.
Yeah, I mean,
Right,
Joe Burrow
100%.
last season had one of the best seasons. And unfortunately, time after time, game after game, he just always came up short. I do think it's kind of like the Ravens. They always kept coming up short. I think the Bills are going to outperform Josh Allen is going to outperform both Lamar and Joe Burrow. But that's just my hot take. Okay, let's go to our last question for the AFC North. Between the Steelers and the Browns, who's going to make a serious run this season with this loaded division?
It's got to be the Steelers. It's got to
Okay.
be the Steelers. Over the Browns, I don't know. The Steelers always find a way. Mike Tomlin has never had a losing season. He's always at least been 500 or better. And I don't think Aaron Rodgers can hurt that. Yes, he's getting old, but they have some different guys. They got DK Metcalf, got Darius Slay from the Eagles. So I mean, their defense is always going to be good. DK Metcalf is going to do his thing. They also got Jalen Ramsey from the Dolphins. So I think their defenses could carry them, even though Aaron Rodgers can't do it anymore.
I think that's a pretty good point to say all those key players with a head coach that doesn't have a losing season, with a seasoned quarterback that knows playoffs, that knows those big time games, I think that's a pretty good matchup. So I'm with Cole. I think that the Steelers are going to make a run more than the Browns. Give the Browns a few years, like Brian said. So I think the Steelers for sure.
Yeah, if you're asking me to choose between the Steelers and the Browns in terms of pulling up the bottom basement of the AFC North, I'm going to choose the Steelers. Yeah, I would be stunned if the Steelers won more than 10 games this year. Stunned. I mean, it would be a shocker of the year. I think they're a 8 or 9 win team.
Okay. All right. So let's move on to the AFC South. We have the Houston Texans, the Indianapolis Colts, the Jacksonville Jaguars, and the Tennessee Titans. So a lot of not so good teams in this division. Let's start with the Texans. Are the Texans true AFC South favorites, or is it still too soon to tell?
I would definitely say the Texans are the leaders of that division with CJ Stroud. CJ Stroud's great quarterback. They had some injuries last year, but I still think Tank Dell and CJ Stroud can get it done in that division by far.
Yeah, I see this division as two teams, really. I see it as the Texans and I see it also as the Jaguars. So these two teams will be vying and battling each other. And I'm not sure who's going to come out of it. I want to say, my heart wants to say the Texans. I think that Trevor Lawrence is still a great quarterback. I think that there is a solid team down there in Jacksonville, but they seem to stumble over themselves. So I'm picking the Texans to come out of the AFC South.
2 words, Travis Hunter. I think he's the answer. I think he can change a program on the first snap. I would take the Jaguars to win the AFC South. I do think it'll be tough, but I think Trevor Lawrence is finally getting to that point where he's tired of tripping over his own feet and he's ready to get it going. And I think if everyone stays healthy, just throw it to Travis Hunter. It won't hurt.
It's a great take, man. I cannot disagree with that. Travis Hunter he's going to be a dog.
He's a monster. He's a
Yeah.
monster.
So let's just take a quick look. I just pulled up their schedule. Their first game's against the Panthers. Then they have the Bengals, the Texans, the 49ers, the Chiefs.
Boy, what a
We're talking
game.
about the Jaguars?
That's the Jaguars. Now the Texans, I think, have an even harder first little bit of their schedule. The Texans have the Rams, the Buccaneers, the Jaguars, the Titans. So I really think those two teams, I think they're going to be tied going into week 5. So
Possible.
I think the Jaguars and the Texans I mean, CJ Stroud is amazing. We all know what he did last year. He did some pretty good things, but like to Brian's point, Trevor Lawrence is going into his 4th year?
Yeah, fourth or fifth, something like that.
Yeah, something
4th
like
or
that.
5th year. So he's had some pretty rough seasons. He's been sacked a lot, but I really think, like to Colt's point, bringing that key player, Travis Hunter, in, I say Jaguars. I think the Texans and the Jaguars are going to be tied going into week 5. That's my. Okay, so can the Colts or Jaguars find enough consistency to compete? So we talked about the Jaguars. The Colts, their quarterback, Anthony Richardson, he was a new quarterback. What do we think? We talked about the Jaguars. Let's move on to the Colts.
I think Anthony Richardson was great at Florida, just not a NFL QB yet. He's been in the league for, I think this is his 4th year going in. I think this is his 4th year. He just last year didn't impress me. Got hurt. He just can't put the pieces together yet. Still waiting on him to come out like the Florida days. So just waiting for him to come out.
Yeah, the Colts are a five win team. They're terrible.
I think it's tough when you have to take a tight end in the first round, and which Tyler Warren from Penn State, he was amazing at Penn State, but
Beast.
I don't see a first round tight end changing a program in his rookie season. It could happen, who knows? But I have more faith in Cam Ward turning the Titans around than I do Tyler Warren turning the Colts around in one season.
Yeah, Cam Ward is going to be legit. He's going to be a solid quarterback. And so while the Titans are in a rebuilding phase, they are making some good decisions and some good steps for the future.
Well, the Tennessee Titans.
Cam Ward does have a battle on his hand, though, with Will Levis. Cam Ward takes start spot immediately.
Yeah, so that to Carson's point, the Tennessee Titans got the number 1 pick because they were the worst team in the NFL. So even though Cam Ward came from Miami, He did okay there. I mean, he did pretty good. Didn't really actually make it very far in the playoffs and in the national championship. I give it a few years, but how is Tennessee's head coaching and offensive coordinator? Are they like mid? Are they like kind of like
They're
okay?
They're in
they're
Tennessee
okay.
for
They're
a
just
reason.
all in a rebuild. Tennessee is
Yeah.
in a
Yeah.
rebuild.
So do you think that with the Tennessee Titans having such a key quarterback that they could build, will that matter when they don't have the head coaches and coaches in place to build it? It's like I'm thinking
Coaching
of
does matter in the NFL.
Deshaun Watson. He was amazing at Clemson, and I don't know the full facts. I don't have facts on it. He just crumbled in the NFL.
Well, he had a great couple of years in Houston. He was a really franchise quarterback, and then it's really gone downhill in Cleveland, and a lot of it is injury related. A lot of it is off the field issues. Coaching does matter in the NFL. You need a good staff underneath the head coach. You need expertise in the offensive coordinator position, in the defensive coordinator position. You need expertise in the particular specialty areas, the offensive line, defensive line, receivers, running backs. You need great coaches in the NFL to be successful. And so coaching does matter. Cam Ward could be the most talented quarterback on the entire planet, and he could win 6-7 games by himself. But ultimately, it will be determined. Their success will be determined by the coaching schemes, strategies, and the relationships that are built on and off the field from coaches and players.
Yeah, yeah. And another quarterback, Trevor Lawrence. He was a great quarterback in college, went to Jacksonville Jaguars and just kind of flopped. So I
He's
kind of
good.
think
I don't think he's elite.
you only think that because he came out of Clemson. If he came out of Arizona State, you wouldn't think that.
Whoa.
Whoa.
I mean,
true or false?
does anyone
It's
come out of
true.
Arizona?
It's true.
Okay. AFC West. The Denver Broncos, the Chiefs, the Raiders, and the Chargers. This is going to be where a Super Bowl contender comes out of again. Like
Yeah,
ahead.
I think this is going to be the toughest division in the AFC. Honestly, the Chiefs are going to fall. They lost one of their best offensive linemen, but they still have Andy Reid. They still have Patrick Mahomes. That's a Bill Belichick, Tom Brady thing. You know, if you got good coaches and a good quarterback, it'll happen. The Raiders got new quarterback Geno Smith. They got Ashton Jeanty. Going into year 2 with the Broncos, Bo Nix. I mean, I don't think it's going to be a bad season at all for any of those teams.
Yeah. So are the Chiefs still the gold standard, or is the 2025 the year they slip?
I think they do fall like everybody else has said. They do slip up, they do trip, they do fall. They do not make it as far. They did not become the dynasty team like the New England Patriots. And Patrick Mahomes is finally put down. He's never was in the Brady talk, never should have been in the Brady talk, but he was. Never should have been, but he was. Enough on the rant. But
Well, he
I think
has
Bo
3
Nix.
Super Bowls, right?
And he's like 28. I think he'll be in the GOAT talk before too long with a good argument.
He has 3 Super Bowl rings, and he's been to how many? 5?
He lost to the Eagles this year and Brady.
Okay, so I'd say that's pretty good.
We'll talk about Bo Nix out there in Denver. Great upcoming star. I think he's got a good team around him. He's explosive. He'll run the football. He'll throw the football. I think the Broncos will be the team this year. They'll be the team to beat for sure. I like them a lot out there in Denver.
Yeah.
I like how they're cooking. Carlin Sutton, absolute dog.
Dog.
Love
I
it.
love Cortland
Love
Sutton.
him. Go after it, kid.
Yeah, the defense on the Denver Broncos is set up to be stout. I mean, they have some players out there. And so it would not surprise me to see the Chargers, the Broncos, and then in third place, the Chiefs. It would not surprise me at all. I mean, these
Wait, say that
teams,
again. You think
the Chargers, the Broncos, and the Chiefs in third place, and the Raiders in fourth place in that division. It wouldn't surprise me.
Wow.
I'm telling you.
I like.
I'm telling you, Bo Nix he's solid. Sean Payton out there coaching. Defense is solid. Chargers.
Yeah,
Justin Herbert's the real deal himself
Justin
too.
Herbert is real. They put
Yeah,
a star. Oh, by the way, can we just pause and talk about the preseason game? As much hype as you put on the Lions, granted it's preseason, But yeah, Herbert and the Chargers put a stomping on the Lions.
Well, Justin Herbert wasn't even playing, so how are you even going
The
to
Lions were
compare?
scared because he was on the sideline.
No, there are so many reels of one of our defensive guys just destroying the Chargers. Yeah, they won, but preseason doesn't.
40.
It's a way for new players to get their feet wet in an NFL setting. Okay, anyways, Bo Nix. I think Bo Nix is amazing. I think that they didn't give him enough credit in college. I think what he did last year. Last year was his first year, right?
Yeah, he's a stud.
He
He's a stud.
did fabulous. But again, I think there is a key component to a great head coach, great coaches around the good quarterback that can form a good quarterback into their full potential. You take a good quarterback, not having a good standing around him, he doesn't do well. So yeah, I love the Broncos. Okay, so the Broncos, let's sprinkle this in. What are your predictions? Broncos, Eagles, week 5 in Philadelphia.
Eagles.
Give me the Broncos by
Birds by
100.
I take the
25.
Broncos. I take
Give me the
Broncos.
Broncos.
All right, okay, I'm sorry. I'm gonna hype up Bo Nix a little too much. So he's not beating Jalen Hurts in Philly. I'm sorry. Eagles by 20.
I mean,
But yeah, no.
come on.
No. Okay.
Are the Broncos good? They're good. Are they great? No. You start talking about the Eagles, now we start talking about greatness. And there is a difference between good and greatness.
I take Broncos. Sorry.
Just a bunch of ill-informed, uneducated people on this podcast.
Okay, so let's talk about the Raiders.
They're beating the Eagles too?
Okay, remind me their head coach. They just got a new head coach.
Pete Carroll.
Pete Carroll from Seattle.
From Seattle. Yes. Okay, so they have a new head coach, not new to NFL, but new to Las Vegas. They also have a new quarterback, right?
Geno Smith.
No.
From Seattle.
Okay.
Also from the Seahawks.
Okay, so why did the Raiders take Geno Smith and Pete Carroll to the Raiders?
I don't know if that was a coordinated effort. I mean, I think they have some relationship, but Pete Carroll is a great coach, and Geno Smith had a really good year. I think he's a solid starting quarterback. Ashton Jenney is going to be a difference maker. He's a player. Max Crosby on the defense, he's a dog, but I still don't see all the components coming together there. I don't see that being a true contender in that division. Just too many good teams in front of them.
Yeah, I think they're the last place team for sure in the division. Geno Smith, great player, great leader, great teammate, but it's hard to compete with Mahomes, Bo Nix, Justin Herbert. I think those are top 3 are the best 3 quarterbacks in that division, and Geno Smith is way behind them.
Geno Smith is one of those guys. He didn't get to the caliber that Aaron Rodgers did, but they're kind of in the same pool where they're getting older. The new guys are coming out. They're just kind of those in between quarterbacks that are just, it's like an interim quarterback. My feeling on that. Okay, so let's talk about the Chargers. They had Jim Harbaugh that came from Michigan, won the national championship, came over to the NFL. His older brother coaches the Ravens. That was a huge game last year, but they did some pretty good things under Jim Harbaugh and Justin Herbert last year. Do I think that they outplayed the Chiefs and the people in their division? No, but I think they did pretty good. So do you guys think they're the new up and coming team to challenge the Chiefs for the AFC West?
Yes. They're younger, they're faster, they're hungrier, they're meaner, they're tougher. Yes, I think they will be the AFC West.
I think it's going to be hard to take down Andy Reid, Patrick Mahomes. I think the Chiefs will win that division for the next 5 years, but the Chargers, they're on the up and come. They're getting there. They got Trey Harris out of the draft. He led the SEC in receiving yards last year. That's what they've been struggling with is on wide receiver drops. They just drop the ball. But they do have Ladd McConkey. They got Trey Harris, 2 great players that were in the SEC, so they know how it is when it gets down to the best players. They got Najee Harris from the Steelers, so I think they're going to have a good season. They're going to be fine, but they also lost Joey Bosa. The Bills gained them, they lost them, so their defense is going to have to step up.
Good points, Cole.
Broncos fall off. I think Bo Nix, second year, defensive coordinators know how to, just like C.J. Stroud last year, he struggled. defensive coordinators know how to play him. They know how to game plan for him. I think Bo Nix, he'll still have his moments, but I think defensive coordinators have learned how he plays and how he manages the game. So I think he'll fall off with that.
Don't y'all love it that Colt can come with some really rock solid
Love it.
points and
Love
then just
it.
absolute reckless talk? Just absolute pure craziness.
Yeah, that was I guess I'm gonna have to go against both of y'all. I'm saying Broncos win the West this year. I like Bo Nix and Cortland Sutton a lot.
Okay.
Them boys is balling.
Okay.
Them boys
All
is
right.
balling.
So let's do this. Let's go back to our AFC power rankings and tier breakdown. Then we're going to finish off with who we think's going to win their division. So, tier 1, true contenders. Who do we think are the top 3 true contenders from the AFC for the
Bills.
upcoming season? Okay.
Bills.
Chiefs.
Hate to say it. They won't go away. The Chiefs.
Buffalo Bills, number one seed in the AFC. Ravens, number 2 seed in the AFC. Chargers, number 3 seed in the AFC, followed in by the Broncos. Unfortunately, I see the Chiefs in 3rd place in their division.
Nice.
Wow. Okay.
Andy Reid, Patrick Mahomes, they're unstoppable together. They find a way to win. I think the Chiefs are going to be the 1 seed going in. The Bills will be the 2 seed, and the Ravens will be the 3 seed. And I just don't see it changing until something happens in Kansas City. But I think the Chiefs will continue to be atop the AFC until Andy Reid and Patrick Mahomes are gone.
The Eagles provided the game plan to shut them down.
But
Don't think that AFC top tier teams aren't watching that Super Bowl game footage to see what they did to Mahomes. Don't think they're not doing that.
I do agree, but I think Andy Reid is doing the same thing. He's understanding. He's probably the best coach, if not the best coach in the league right now. I think he has a great way of game planning everything. But with a whole offseason of seeing where he messed up in the Super Bowl, I just think he's going to come out this season with some crazy stuff. It's hard.
Yeah, props to Andy Reid. He was originally in Philadelphia.
Mhm.
Props to him. Much respect to him. He's a great coach. You're right. I see that team regressing. I don't think they're going to get over the fact that they got destroyed and embarrassed.
So I got Buffalo Bills, Chiefs, and I have the Texans.
Okay.
I think the Texans are gonna come up. Okay, so that brings me to my next point. Playoff push. Who do we think? Bengals, Texans, or Dolphins? Out of those 3, do we think all 3 of them are gonna get into wild card playoff situations? Or one of the 3, 2 of the 3? Who gets a playoff push? Bengals, Texans, Dolphins.
I think they all 3 make it. I think the Texans win their division and they are automatically in. And then I have my 3 wild card teams as the Dolphins, Bengals, and the Steelers.
I don't see the Dolphins in. I'll consider the Bengals, but I see the Jaguars as a wild card team. I think the Texans do win their division, so they're the number 4 seed. I don't see the Steelers in. I'd be stunned if they win 8-9 games.
I agree with that Steelers. I don't see the Steelers making it either. I definitely see the Texans winning that division out.
Yeah, I think the Texans are going to make it for sure. I think the Bengals are going to make it. I think they're going to learn from their mistakes from last year with those tight games, what they could do better. So I definitely see them in the playoffs. I think the Ravens are going to make a playoff push, but I think they're going to fall again like they normally do. So yeah, that's mine. Okay, so we kind of answered the wild card. Okay, what are the teams that are on the fringe/rebuild in the AFC? I have the Jets, the Browns, the Patriots. Rebuild, that's what's happening. Are there any other teams?
Raiders.
Raiders. Okay.
I would definitely say Titans. Titans need to rebuild. They have Cam Ward now. Need to rebuild. Raiders have Ashton Denty. Give him a line. I think they need to rebuild bad.
Yeah. Okay, so let's make our predictions. Okay. AFC East, who's winning that?
Bills.
Yep. Bills all the way.
Okay, we all agree.
Winter Soldier.
Clean swipe, the Bills. AFC North.
Ravens.
Ravens, Bengals, Browns, Steelers.
Ravens.
I'm gonna go Bengals.
I hope the Bengals, but I'm a big Joe
Big Henry's back.
Yeah, I'm gonna go Bengals on the AFC North. Okay, AFC South. Texans, Colts, Jaguars, Titans.
Texans.
Yep, Texans.
Texans.
Texans. CJ
Yeah,
Stroud.
for sure.
Jaguars close second, though, I do think.
Mhm.
Yeah, Texans for sure. Okay, AFC West. Who's taking that? Broncos, Chiefs, Raiders, or Chargers?
I say Broncos and Chiefs is going to be a tight race. Chargers are in the mix too. I see Broncos. I see Broncos 2 seed. Chiefs hold it.
Yep, I agree. Chiefs.
Give me the Chargers.
Wow.
Okay, I think Broncos.
I like
so
that.
wait, Cole is the Cole. What
Chiefs.
was Chiefs? Carson?
A Chief. Broncos close
ever
second.
say that
Wow, we gotta
again.
clip that. We gotta clip that. Whoa,
Carson,
I'm a
do
Chief.
not ever say that
whoa.
We
again.
have to clip that.
I'm not a Chief.
Make that
changing
You
me.
my
are
answer.
not
Changing my
a
answer.
Chief at all.
Give me Las Vegas till I
That's gonna
ride.
that's
me Las
gonna be the new TikTok huddle report on the
Yes.
Chiefs.
I'm
No.
a Chief. I love it.
2026. Give me the Raiders.
Oh, gosh. Oh, okay. So
Something
we're
I
kind
will
of
never
split
say.
in that. We're really split in that. So that's pretty cool. That'll be fun to see how it comes out. Okay. So at the end of each episode, we didn't do it last episode, but at the end of each episode, we're gonna allow the listeners to get to know us outside of our football talk. So we're gonna talk about our first down of the week. And this basically is a situation that's happened over the last week that has moved us forward in life. Okay, and it's not football related. So once we do get to the football season, we can't talk about the Eagles wins as our first down. Okay,
Yeah,
boys?
all 17 of them.
No. Okay, Brian, you kick us off with your first down of the week.
First down of the week. How has my life moved forward? Is the fact that every day I can sit here, and say with confidence and with boldness that I am a direct recipient of God's goodness. He never fails me. I have put myself in situation after situation, and He has always been faithful to me. And so I am so blessed with my wife, and with my family, with my home, with my career, and being on this amazing podcast. As I'm just thankful that I can say boldly and confidently that God is good to me.
That's amazing. Yes, God is very good. And Carson, what is your first down of the week?
I'd have to say our first down of the week was me and Colt got the opportunity to go to Chicago, Illinois to coach 11 and 2 baseball. And, you just go out there. You don't know the team doesn't know you, team doesn't even know each other. And, you just build up a team and you try to win baseball games. And, you get to meet different aspects of life and, how they live, how we live. It's just, and you all become friends at the end of the week. And I don't know, I just like the experience. I like the time we have there. But I think that'd be the first down of the week for me.
So give us an insight. You guys drove from
Sumter,
around the
South
area.
Carolina.
Okay, Sumter, South Carolina, all the way up to the outskirts of Chicago, I'm
Correct.
assuming.
Yes.
How was that drive that you guys did? How many hours?
It was like 13 and a half on the way there, which wasn't bad.
Right.
We left and we got there like 5:30 in the morning just in time for hotel breakfast. So that was awesome.
So you drove through the
Awesome
night?
sauce.
Yeah, we left at like 4 o'clock Tuesday afternoon and got there about 6 o'clock Wednesday morning.
Gee.
Okay, that's
But
crazy.
the ride back was a lot worse. We got stuck in traffic. It ended up being like an 18-hour trip, so it was bad. We left at 5 o'clock Sunday morning, got back at like 10:30 Sunday night. It was rough.
That is rough. Okay, so we know driving to Chicago was not the first down, but the actual event in Chicago was amazing.
Yes,
Cole.
the event itself.
Yes. Okay, Cole, what was your first down?
My first down kind of just piggyback off what Carson said. Just going out there, seeing how the kids push themselves to be the best version of their self on the field and even off the field. It kind of motivates you to, even though you're not on the field anymore, it motivates you to be the best version of yourself in everything that you do. So that would be, it's small, but it's still a good first down of the week for me.
Yeah. Yeah.
I love it. I'm
Very
super proud of
awesome.
you boys.
Yes, I was just about to say, really proud. You guys are in your young 20s, making an impact on the next generation when it comes to sports. And that is super needed, especially in those outskirt cities of Chicago, but definitely in the hometown area. So really proud of you guys. My first down of the week actually doesn't have anything to do with me. My younger son was able to spend a few days with my dad in Asheville. And so to be able to see him be a boy's boy and play in the mud and drive tractors, and he was driving my dad's truck, just being able to see him play with my dad and the impact my dad can make on my son was definitely nice to see. Okay, so that was a wrap on episode 4 of the Huddle Report. We just broke down the AFC from top to bottom, power rankings, tier talk, and division by division predictions. Whether you agree, disagree, or have your own bold takes, I want to hear them. Head over to the comments or DM us on Instagram and let's keep the conversation going. Who's your dark horse? Who's your MVP pick? And are we still sleeping on the Browns? Let's debate it. If you enjoyed this episode, be sure to follow the Huddle Report wherever you're listening. And don't forget to rate and review the show. It helps get the word out. New episodes drop weekly. Next time we're heading over to the NFC side of things. And trust me, you don't want to miss it
Go
because our
Birds!
teams,
Go
the
Birds!
Lions, the Eagles, the Cowboys, we're going to break it all down. Stay tuned for next week's episode, NFC. We're breaking down everything. We can't wait for the
I am
NFL.
like so objective. Go Birds.
Give
Go
me
Lions.
the Bills versus Cowboys Super Bowl. Cowboys
Oh,
take it.
come on. What is this, the 1990s? Come on,
I'm
man.
sorry, but the Lions destroyed the Cowboys
Come
last
on,
year.
boys.
Who
It's
Okay.
our
didn't
year.
destroy
It's
the
our year.
Cowgirls? I mean, everyone did.
Don't worry, guys. We're going to talk about the Cowboys rebuild year. So
Yeah.
stay tuned for that. And the Eagles, because they suck.
There we go.
Okay.
That's what I'm talking about.
Okay.